Hello and welcome to Solidworks Station. My name is Stuart, and in today's tutorial we're going to look at creating this part. It comes from a Fidget toy and we're going to create a part in this first tutorial. In the second part of the tutorial, part 2 of 2, we're going to look at creating the assembly. So let's get started. I'm going to Solidworks. I'm going to go to File, New, Part and OK. I'm going to go into a front plane, normal 2, sketch, and I'm going to sketch a line from the origin, and I'm going to sketch a line horizontal just somewhere around here. I'm going to go to Smart Dimension, give this a Smart Dimension of 5, and I'm also going to give this a Smart Dimension of 5. A Smart Dimension from the origin to the end of this line. This is going to be 20, and from the origin to the end of this line is going to be 20. I'm then going to get a circle. I'll draw my circle in, go to Trim Entities, Trim to Closest, and just trim that away. I'm going to Smart Dimension the radius of this now, and I don't want it to be 20, I want it to be 15. Okay, green tick, and exit the sketch. We're now going to go into top plane, normal 2, sketch, circle, and I'm going to sketch a circle from the origin. I'm going to give it a Smart Dimension of 5 and green tick, and exit the sketch. Control 7 on your keyboard will give us an isometric view. So what we've got so far is we've got a path that we've produced with a 2D sketch, and then in top view we've produced this circle. We're now going to create a feature. So we're going to go into feature. We want a sweep boss base. The sketch is the circle. Okay, if you haven't selected the sketch for some reason, okay, so nothing's been selected, okay, all you do is just left click on the circle to bring that in. Okay, so our profile has been selected. Next we need to select our path. Our path is going to be this line, so left click here. And you can see now that the swept boss base has now been produced. So we are going to click on the green tick. Now we need to add a cut extrude to this point, and you can't see it, but underneath here, right, there is an extrude boss base. So let's do this then to start off with. So click on the face that we're interested in, and we're going to go normal 2. I'm going to go to sketch, circle, draw our circle, Smart Dimension it. This is going to be 2.5 millimeters, and we're going to go to features, extruded cut, and we're going to extrude cut by 1 millimeter, and green tick. Okay, so that's that side done. I'm going to go to this side now, so just orbit using the middle mouse button. Click on the surface we're interested in, normal 2, sketch, circle, from the origin, sketch out, go to Smart Dimension, left click on the circumference. We can now give this a value of 2.5. And we want to go to Features, Extrude Boss Base, and 1mm. Green tick. Control 7 on your keyboard. And if you use your arrow keys, you can just spin round to have a look at what we've produced. Okay, so what we can also do is place some text on the side of this part. So we're going to go to Solidworks again. We're going to click on our right plane, and under Features we're going to go to Reference Geometry, Plane. I want to create a new plane, 2.5mm on this side, so just flip offset. This side, sorry. Okay, just make sure when we do Control 7, we're in isometric view. We've got flip offset turned off. We've got 2.5mm in here, and we've got our plane here ready for writing our text. So plane 1. I'm going to right click that, and I'm going to go to rename the tree item, and I'm going to call this text plane. So I'm going to click on text plane now. I'm going to go normal 2, sketch, line, for construction. I'm going to sketch in my line. Exit the sketch, into text, click on the line, and we're going to type in SolidWorks. Now my text is far too big, so where it says use document text or use document font, just untick this, go to font, change the height to 1. It's still a bit too big. Back into font, change this to maybe 0.5. Okay, and we need to flip the text in this direction and flip the text in this direction. Let's take that spelling mistake out, SolidWorks, and let's choose this Adobe Haiti standard font. Green tick. Features, and we're going to go into extruded cut. I'm going to extrude cut this by 0.25 millimeters. Okay, there's our little preview. Okay, that's been shown in yellow and green tick. Okay, we can hide this plane now, our text plane. You can either select it here and choose hide. Alternatively, you can right click here and choose hide. Control 7 on your keyboard. Okay, and we get to see our part. Now, there are other shortcut keys you can use, such as Control and 1. You can see the little bit we put on at the bottom there, our boss extrude. Control 2. You can see an end view here. Control 3, side view. 4 is the other side. 5 is a view from on top. 6 is a view from underneath. And Control 7 is a view from an isometric view. Another good one is if I clicked on this surface and I want to go normal 2, rather than clicking this button all the time, I can do Control 8 on my keyboard, and that brings a normal 2 view. If you wanted to save this now, we could. You could go into File, we could go into save as, and we could give this a name. So we'll call this, let's go into my desktop, Solidworks Station parts, and I'll call this Fidget toy part, and save. Okay, now we're going to create an assembly from this particular part in the next tutorial. However, if you wanted just to create a drawing from this, you could. Let's assign a material to it first. So clicking on the appearances, scenes and decals button here, you'll notice you've got appearances. Click out on the flyout arrow, and we're going to go to plastic, high gloss, and just drag on the white high gloss and select body. Let's save this again. We could go to file now, make drawing from part. Let's choose A4 and OK. And you'll notice here now on the right hand side, this is known as our view palette. We've got many views that we can use on our drawing sheet. Notice that the drawing number is titled Fidget Toy Part. That can be changed quite easily by right clicking and going to Edit Sheet Format, clicking on the text and inputting new information into that particular area. You're probably wondering at this point where the drawings are going to go. So if we just exit out of the sheet format, go back into the view palette, and it's all our drawings have disappeared. That's not a problem, we just need to press this refresh button up here. The drawings will reappear, and we want a front view going bottom left. This will be our top view, our right view, and our isometric view. We can change how this looks by just left clicking, going into this display style and clicking on shaded with edges, for example. We can tick. We can smart dimension this up by going to annotation, smart dimension, and giving this some smart dimensions. Okay, you get the idea with that. So that concludes tutorial 1. Okay, so that's going to be part 1 of 2. In the second tutorial, we're going to look at using this part that we've made today in order to create this particular assembly. That's going to use things called mates, which I will introduce you to in the next tutorial. Thanks very much for watching. This has been Solidworks Station. I've been Stuart. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Any questions, as always, please feel free to ask below. Many thanks. See you in the next video tutorial from Solidworks Station, where we'll look at creating this assembly. Goodbye.